Cratic.Ai present.
Thanks so much. All right, thank you guys so much. Thank you, John, so much for what you're doing here. This is awesome, and the guidance you've given me so far has been great, so I'm really looking forward to this. My name's Israel. I'm the CEO of Cratic.Ai. Who here has ever been a part of a team, a working team before? Almost everybody. Who's ever been a part of a really, really bad team? Pretty much all of us. And who's ever been a part of a really good team? Like, a few of us. All right, awesome. Well, so I'm here because I believe that every bad team can become good, and I believe that every good team can become amazing by using AI. And I want to show you how we're going to do that. So for about 6 years, I worked as a strategy consultant. That means that I would go into large organizations. I went to 23 different projects in 6 years, and I would help them, mostly the executives and senior leaders, try to solve big problems that they have in their companies. And this is what a large organization typically looks like. Now, when I'm talking a large organization, I mean 10,000 employees up to maybe 100,000 employees. So you have executives, senior leaders, managers, and then the real people down here that do the work. But when you get inside of the company, things are kind of weird. There's a lot that goes on inside these organizations, and if you can see this up here, you have disagreements, power grabs, you have somebody lying over here, there's some fear, distrust, and eventually the pressure of the organization, it takes people out of the equation, and we all just turn into numbers eventually. This is a really well-known problem in the strategy consulting space. We even have a term for it. We call it culture. We go into the company and we say, well, they can't get anything done because their culture's broken, and we can't fix their culture, so it's just their problem. They're going to have to figure it out. When I talk to a few people in that space about what they're doing and what they think about their culture, I got these responses from some of my former clients. This one at Blue Cross Blue Shield said, engagement work's just really stale, it needs to be refreshed. And then this manager at TransCanada Pipeline said something I thought was really interesting. He said, we have no tools. Now this is a guy that puts pipes in the ground in Canada all year round and has for 30 years. And when he says, we have no tools for this, a light bulb starts to go off. So I started wondering, how big of a problem is this? How many people are dealing with culture problems and want their cultures to be better? So like any good wannabe millennial, I went to the internet. I went to LinkedIn, and I just typed in culture managers. I was wondering, how many people identify this as part of their lives, as part of their role, their job description, their job title? So I looked under job titles, and you might be interested in what I found. Bear in mind, there's about 500 million people on LinkedIn right now. And this is how many people think the culture manager is part of their job. This is a huge number. So this led me back to that discussion. What is the tool that people are using? What are all these people doing? And it led me back to one place, culture surveys. Now, culture surveys are a product that's been around for decades. And the way it works is one company comes in with all these questions, they send it out to the organization, and you, as a participant, get this long list of questions, and you go through and you score every aspect of your business. Here's how I feel about my boss. Here's how I feel about my coworkers. Here's how I feel about the lunch lady. And this exercise can take hours. Some people even spend days because they really want to give good information. And then as soon as they're done, you hit submit, and it all just disappears. It goes off into some back room, and you have a group of consultants over here just kind of for 3 months, later they come out and they go, here's your culture. Meanwhile, you just feel like you gave up all this information, you haven't gotten anything back. This is a problem. This does not create harmony in an organization. I think it can be done different with AI. So think about culture surveys like this. Look at these people on the margins of the current design. With AI, we have the ability to do something different. We have two things at our disposal. One is we have massive processing power, so we can analyze things very quickly. The other thing is that we can improve the cycle every single time it goes around. So every time somebody answers a question, every time somebody completes a survey, we can update. That's available to us with AI. So that's the product that Cratic has built and that we are ready to bring to the market. We've created a tool that has 3 dashboards. one for each participant, one for each team, and one for the administrators. Every time each person participates, all of those dashboards are updated in real time. I'm going to show you what those look like. This is the individual dashboard. No longer are you hitting submit and watching all the information disappear. Now when you hit submit, you get psychometric data back. With natural language processing and machine learning, we can analyze the true trends of what's going on in your life based on the language that you use. We can also do this with a team, giving everyone visibility into everyone else's responses and experiences with this question or these topics. We can anonymize it so that it's safe and you can share, but we can also analyze it with AI so that we can give you really powerful insights instantly. And then for administrators, they get everything they've always had, but now they get it instantly. If you want to be an administrator for your team's culture, you can start it in 15 minutes with Cratic and you can have data in less than an hour. That has never existed before. That was impossible with the former approach. But what is Cratic really doing? At the end of the day, I love this statistic. 27% of employees are not interested in leaving their company. Now I know all of us did the other math and said, oh, 73%, they're ready to leave. Forget about those people. 27%. 27%. When they were asked the question, are you gonna leave? They said, no. If it gets worse, I'm staying here. This is what Cratic wants to do. We want to build these people. These people are the ones that build your company. They're the ones that build your team. I'm out of time. I'd love to tell you a little more about my journey if anyone wants to ask about it in the Q&A time. But I just want to let you know that this has been a long journey and we have a beta ready to go. We're looking for test users. And thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Questions? Yes.
Do you have a white label to this product?
We haven't yet, but we could. Absolutely. Any other questions?
Wondering what is the size of a team